Hey Phillies fans, this is Mickey Morandini, former Phillies player and coach and current Phillies ambassador. We are here at Citizens Bank Fan Field at Citizens Bank Park, and today I'll be sharing with you a few drills that you can do to help keep your skills sharp until we get back on the field. So now we're going to talk about base running, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is running to first base. So there's two things you're going to want to do here. One, run through the base, or two, we're going to round the base. So let's talk a little bit about that. So running through the base, all right? When you hit the baseball in the infield, you're going to want to run through the base. You're going to run as hard as you can, as fast as you can, and do not follow the ball. You are looking at the base. So as you come close to the base here, you're going to run and you're going to hit the front part of the base. The reason we want to hit the front part of the base, because that's the closest to us. We're going to get there the fastest. Now you can hit the base with either foot, left foot or right foot. But the one thing you do not want to do is lunge at the base. That does not get you there faster. If you ever watch a sprinter sprint, he never lunges at the finish line. He always goes through in his proper steps. All right, so don't lunge at the base. The other thing lunging does, it could cause injury. So just take your normal pace and hit the front part of the base as quickly as you can. Once you get to the base, now we can start to slow down, and you turn your head to the right in case there's an overthrow. If you see an overthrow, you got to come to a stop as quickly as you can and move on to second base. Now the other thing is rounding the base. The main thing here is creating an angle so that you can hit the inside part of the base. That is really important, because you want to hit the inside part of the base so that you can get a good push off. So as you're rounding the base here, you want to hit that inside part of the base. And once again, preferably with your right foot, but you can go left or right here as well, so that you can get that good push off and you stay in as straight a line as possible when you're going to second base. So those are two things that you can work on daily in practice to improve. Now, once you get to first base, all right, now the mind's got to start doing some thinking here. You got to have some situations put in your mind so that when the ball is hit, you just react and you don't have to think about it. So we're on first base. Our job now is to score a run. That's our only job. So the first thing you want to do once you get to the base, pick up your third base coach. See if he's got a play on. The batter may be bunting. There may be a hit and run. All right, the second thing you want to do, you got to know how many outs are and what the score is. That's very important. So if you have a big lead, you can be more aggressive on the base pass. If the game is close, you can be aggressive on the base pass. But if you're behind by several runs, you have to take it slow and kind of go base to base. So the score really dictates what you're going to do on the bases and the outs. All right, and the outs. So know the outs, know the score. All right, now I've picked up my coach, I've got my sign. Next thing I want to do is pick up and look real quick and see where the outfielders and infielders are playing. That's very important, okay? Are they playing deep? Are they playing shallow? Does the infield have a shift on? Where is everybody playing? Because when the ball hits that bat, you need to react. You do not need to look and see if it's going to be a base hit or if the ball's going to drop. You should know once it comes off the bat what's going to happen. For instance, if the right fielder's playing deep here and the infielder's playing his normal depth and the batter hits a little blooper that we know the second baseman can't catch, we need to take off and get to third base. All right, that's the difference between being at second base and third base. What a lot of base runners will do is they'll wait here until the ball drops, and now they only get to second base. And what that ends up doing is it might cost you a win and a loss right there. So you got to know where everybody's playing on the field. So to recap that real quick, know the outs, know the score. When you get here, pick up your coach right away and get the sign. All right, once you get the sign, check where everybody's playing real quick. Now we're ready to go. So I am focused on one person and one person only, and that is the pitcher. Now why are we focused on the pitcher? Obviously because he's got the baseball. He's the only one that can get me out right now, all right? So now I'm focused on the pitcher. So for you guys that don't have a leadoff yet, all right, you're gonna be set up like this, ready to go, and it doesn't really matter which foot, whatever foot you're comfortable with, but you wanna be on the outside edge so you can get a good push off, okay? Now most Little League rules are you can take your secondary lead once the ball crosses home plate. So you gotta be ready for that, all right? So your eyes on the pitcher. Once he throws the ball and the ball's crossing home plate, you wanna get out here as far as you can. All right, you want to get a good secondary lead so that when that ball's hit, you can get a good jump and get on to third base if possible. All right, like I said, it doesn't matter what foot. You can start with your left foot on the bag. You can start with your right foot on the base. It doesn't matter. Eyes on the pitcher. Take that nice big, and you got to stay low here because you have to be ready to get back to the base. You have to be ready to go either way. So you want to be well balanced in a good athletic position so that I can go either way, all right? Now let's talk a little bit about the leadoff, all right? Once again, I'm focused on the pitcher. These are some don'ts. Do not cross over when I'm taking my lead, because if I'm in this position and the pitcher throws over, I have to go that way to get back to this way, and that's not gonna work out too well for you. The other thing, do not take big hops. Because if I'm in the highest peak of my hop and the pitcher throws over, I have to wait for my feet to land to get back. And once again, that's not a good situation to be in. The last don't, all right? And this is really important. As you're taking your lead, do not look back at the base. Because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna look back, pitcher's gonna throw over, and I'm not gonna know the ball's coming. And once again, that's gonna have a bad ending for you, all right? So those are 3 don'ts when you're taking your lead, all right? So a couple of things we want to concentrate on here. When we take our lead, we're going to take our lead to the outside part of the base. And what I mean by that, this is the outside part, we're going to be out this way. The reason is so when I dive back, I come in here, that first baseman has to reach to get me. If I take a lead on the inside part of the base and come back, he's got a real clear path to tag me a lot quicker. So make sure you're taking your lead to the outside part of the base. Now when we take our lead, we want short steps, half steps, like this, so that I'm always ready to go either way, all right? Now what's the perfect lead? Usually 1 step and a dive back means you're in pretty good shape. So let's get out here, all right? I'm out here. I feel like this is a pretty good lead. He throws over, 1 step and a dive, and I should be able to get back. Now, if the play is super close, what's that tell you? Shorten the lead a little bit. If the play's not very close, might be able to get a little more on my lead, all right? So those are just some things you really need to work on. The main thing is don't take your eyes off the pitcher, all right? As you come back to the base, ball 1, ball 2, always pick up your coach immediately following the pitch to make sure there's not a sign on, okay? So those are just some tips for base running. Now those things can be practiced on. You don't have to be in a game to work on that stuff. So best of luck to you. Hopefully I'll see you on the field soon.